you young men listening to this now, you know, the opposite from what Uncle Ben said to Peter Parker is true. With great responsibility comes great power, which is why if you get your fucking shit together and you find ways to level yourself up, make more money, build more skills and value, and take that step and commit into marriage and those lives, taking that responsibility will equal massive dividends in the power that you will wield and have as you get older. To get the outwardly recognized importance of being a mum, that outward recognition is something that is so delayed. And that's tough because as a mum, you can get, as long as you have a man who understands and respects and values your role as a mother, which is tough. And then on the flip side, you've got, you know, people attacking your wife and the mother of your children, telling her she shouldn't be a mother. And then you're not telling her how amazing she is as a mother.
Yeah. You're screwed. Like, forget about it. Why would, like, us, like, there's just the thing like this. And I want to appreciate fathers too, but genuinely, like, Mother's Day is coming up. So this is going to be a lot of love to all the mums out there. I know that if I had to choose between working out, running the business, or spending a day with the kids, or spending a day with your kids, bro. Okay, my kids are okay. They're Asian. They're like half disciplined, half scared, right? Your white kids, bro. That's crazy shit. That's like 3 kids. Crazy, right? I'd work out first. I'd work out 5 times that day, and I'd build 10 companies. I'd build 10 companies, and I'd stay away from the kids. But it's not that I don't love my kids. I love my kids. I love spending time with the kids. But there's another level when you are spending time to raise them, to be patient with them, to play with them, to stimulate them. Like quite often dads go to work, they come home, and then they just have that 1 hour spurt, and the kids are all fun. So you get the best part of the day, which is the kids are fun. You fuck up the mum's routines with the kids, right? You screw up all of her work, you have fun, and then that in itself creates an argument because she's upset at you, and she has every right to be, because you've just come in and kind of messed up her whole unit that she set up for the day. Yeah, that role of being a mum. What were you going to say?
Yeah, no, well, I was going to say, like, it's tough because, we get a lot of the rewards too at the certain time of day, or with a fun dad or whatnot.
100%. The mum's just been cranky. The mum's been the dictator, telling off the kids, disciplining, telling them no, feeding them food, putting them in place. And then we come home, you know, and then like, Daddy, and then we're like, whoa, Mum, just relax. Why are you being so uptight? And that in itself is an argument. And I think I've had that with Kerry, and she had to sit me down and she had to say, hey, look, like it's really about quite a lot of conflict is because we don't seek to understand. Conflict is a result of miscommunication, misalignment, misunderstanding things. Yes. And in that moment, it's so easy for Kerry to get triggered, and it's completely reasonable. But she's got this thing where she can actually like just sit down, breathe, take it, and then like 2 hours later just say, hey, you know what? Like, next time when you come home, can you do this differently? And I think that, like, if people just did that, just had more patience, then there wouldn't be as many fights. There wouldn't be as many cracks. There wouldn't be as many leaks. And it's fucking hard. It's not, you know, it sounds like sainthood, but it's like, you just have to try and
for those men, without seeking to understand, what that means is you could never acknowledge. And that's what your wife wants.
You can't acknowledge, and you have no respect. And I think there's one thing, that respect is the most important thing in the relationship. Does that make sense? Like, when I'm working with you, I respect your roles, you respect my roles, and that's what we have. I go, Alex has got my back here, Lynn's got his back here. Same thing with Kerry in the family unit at home. I respect Kerry so much as a mum, and she respects me so much as a dad. It's greater than love. Like, I think love is...
It's a lag measure. Love's a lag measure of outcomes, man. And you do those outcomes because you respect the person and value them. You know?
Love is somewhat overrated. I'd say love is overrated. Love is a tricky one. Love is like so good at the start, and you think it's just chemicals inside of your body that's building up, and lust and love and cravings. But I think to build, and we're not talking about how to like have love with your wife. What we're talking about is how to build a great family unit, how to build a family that lasts, like keep the family together. Because I know that there's nothing, like for you and me, a family is the most important thing. Like, if I lost Ocean, and last year I nearly did, and that was like, if I lost Ocean, and I'm sure you've gone through many surgeries with your kids, but you know that if you're going to lose a child, the world stops and nothing else matters. And you sacrifice everything. You'd sacrifice everything to get them back, right? And it leads me on to the next conundrum, that men will sacrifice their families, like their loved ones, their kids, their children, their health, in order to get wealth so that they can make their families happy when their families just literally wanted them to be happy. And there's just this, instead of going through this whole rat race of trying to do all these things to get back to the point you were, why don't you just stay at the point you are and just appreciate and build on the point that you are? Because we have this story inside of our mind. Like, if we do all these things, we'll make them happy. And there's this whole narrative, there's this whole hero's journey that you'll be the hero. And it's kind of like, but they're just here now.
And if you're already deep in that as a father, here's your answer. You need to develop better skills, man, and you got to fucking move, because you can't just trade when you're like with me with the 3 kids. I cannot just trade time for money anymore. I need to get more skillful. If you're a man listening to this who hasn't hit that stage yet of father and whatnot, well, start fucking now. Start early. Because just to tie all this in, because I know a lot of men listening to this would be like, well, you're speaking about money, Alan Lynn, and then you're talking about your wives and appreciate. Well, here's the thing, right? Patience equals perspective too. So if you can provide patience, if money brings patience and patience can bring perspective for you and your girlfriend or wife, then what that actually provides is opportunity and choices to really thrive where you won't have them. And it's a great book by Keith Cunningham, The Road Less Stupid, and he says it quite simply: lousy, lousy people have lousy choices because they don't have the opportunity to create the life they can because their choices are limited. So people with better lives have better choices. And one of the vehicles, main vehicles in the modern world to get there is this, which is why when we talk about power, Lynn, and what men want, you know, it's like old mate from Spider-Man, with great power comes great responsibility. It's actually the opposite. For you young men listening to this now, you know, the opposite from what Uncle Ben said to Peter Parker is true. With great responsibility comes great power, which is why if you get your fucking shit together and you find ways to level yourself up, make more money, build more skills and value, and take that step and commit into marriage and those lives, taking that responsibility will equal massive dividends in the power that you will wield and have as you get older.